Wham whack! Kitak mak no! Thum ok bufa! Muta chok! Crump! Ne muta dak mik blackjack! I got the blackjack part! Kita wan fata ki. Howdy folks, TJ here. Happy Friday to you. Thought I'd make a fun little video. Did you know that there's such thing as an Atari comic book series? Kind of loosely based on computer Atari, but it still has Atari in the name. And yeah, you still see, I think, the logo of Atari someplace in here. I'm going to have to thumb through. But I purchased these a very long time ago. I don't recall if I've ever read any of them. I'm not a comic book reader per se. I mean, every kid had comics. I still have a few comics that somehow almost 55 years later have traveled along with me. Gru, if you remember Gru. I don't know if you've ever read Gru. I have a few of those from when I was a kid. And I think one called Yang, because I was in the martial arts, so I had one called Yang. And they're stuck someplace in the attic in a box someplace. But a number of years ago, back pretty much in the 90s, after kind of Atari died out, I kept enjoying older computers, and I did try to collect some things. And that something is an Atari Force comic. Just thinking outside the box, were there any other computer platforms that had comic books? I can't recall any. Since I'm big into now, isn't it kind of funny? I'm talking about Atari and I've got a Intellivision t-shirt on. That's kind of funny. I think somebody one time pointed out I was doing an Atari video and I was wearing an Amiga shirt. I love doing things like that. Maybe on purpose, I don't know. But I love all platforms. I'm not a hater of any. There's certain ones I kind of prefer more, and I was an Atari kid in terms of computers. Video game kid, I was an Odyssey 2 kid. When I say Odyssey, I was going in an Odyssey. Odyssey 2 kid. And but then I graduated to computers, and Atari was it for me. And so let's talk about what I thought I'd do is kind of do a semi-quick video, but my videos are never quick. Talk about the comic book. Maybe do a quick little video of seeing if I can hold the comic book up and you can get kind of a good sense of what the cover looks like. And then pop one open and just show you it a little closer, flip a few pages, maybe read the first couple so you can get a feel for it. But post down below if there's comic books for other platforms, let me know. I got something in my eye. It's so funny when I do videos. Silly. Like Sinclair, I think they have like trading cards. I don't own any, but I think the cards might have poke and cheat codes and stuff like that. I'm not sure, but comic book is neat. So let's talk about Atari Force. So there's a total of, I think it printed from and I'm not going to wiki you out here, so go to the wiki. It knows more than me, but it was the early 80s, like 83, 84, 85, something like that this came out. There's a total of 20 regular issues that were done, and then one special that came out, I think, after these 20. There were also, I think, 4 little versions that came with some video games, like Yar's Revenge, if I remember right. I thought I had those, but they're not in here, so either they're stuck in my Atari room in the back, and that Atari room you don't want to walk into because you may never come out, but I think I have at least 1 or 2 of the little ones. So let's show some covers. So Atari Force, so this is it. This is the complete series, I believe. 20 regular, 1 special. If I'm wrong, post down below. I got an itchy nose. Allergy day. Every time I do a video on a Friday, I seem to have bad allergies. So Atari Force, first issue. This is a DC comic, by the way. And it's by, at least these early ones, Jerry Conway and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Now, I think that changes someplace along the way at issue something. There's a change of name. Let's see if it ends up showing. Yeah, some other names come into the picture. It looks like by issue number maybe 13, Conway Cavalieri and Eduardo Barreto. So there is some changes in terms of who was inputting on these fun Atari forces. So, like I said, it's kind of loosely based on Atari. It's not like I don't think you're going to read them and see Atari 800s or whatever in here. But it is Atari, and you'll see... Now, hopefully, I've got the light over here. I don't know how well this will come out. But here's the cover. And I'll hold it in a few different angles so maybe you can hopefully kind of see. But there is actually the Atari logo on this guy's shirt. And I'm calling him this guy for now because I don't know what his name is as of yet. Because I don't think I remember reading it, like I said. So on the front cover of this one, it does in big letters say, First Issue! And Atari Force. And it was 75 cents, Canadian 95 cents, January 84. And introducing the strangest SF heroes of all. I don't know what SF stands for. Again, I'm not a comic-y guy. SF maybe stands for something, not San Francisco. I don't know. The new DC, there's no stopping us now. So again, here's the front cover of issue 1. Hopefully I can kind of hold it up at some type of angle here that shows it well enough. And I'll pop this one open later. In fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll stop the video and kind of look to make sure it's coming out. Because I don't want to go through all 20 of these and none of them look, you know, like you can see them and it's just a big glare. On the back of this one, no man on earth has ever had such power. Power Lords, the extraterrestrial warriors. Ha! So, fun thing about comics is if you're, you know, kind of my age and these older comics, there's some fun advertisements. I remember I always wanted to buy the seahorses, right? Or the x-ray glasses. All those things are kind of fun. So I'm going to quickly stop the video, which means I'm going to have to do a little editing to splice them together later. Let me make sure this is kind of showing up so we can go through all of the covers. Then I'll pop one open and do a quick little read. And maybe you'll want to collect some of these Atari comics along the way. Even if you're not an Atari kid, maybe you'll enjoy the time of the 84, 80s. Wonderful time for computers. Really great revolutionary stuff came out in the 80s, in my opinion. So anyway, let's do a quick little edit here. Hold on. I'm happy I decided to look at the video quick because you would have been only seeing like, you know, half when doing it. So I got to hold it up here, I think. So let's go ahead and show off the covers. Again, I got itchy nose and eyes. So hopefully I'm holding it up at a good angle now. We'll soon see. I guess I'll go through all these. But I wanted to show the Sinclair banner up on the top. So here's the cover of issue number 1. I'm not going to show the backs of these other than this one later on. So I'll hold it in a couple of different areas. Number 1. That came out again in 1984, January. Okay, number 2. And hopefully, again, I get a couple of angles on here where it shows it off okay. If not, I'll be doing this all over again. Number 3. Always fun. You know, I'm amazed at the level of artistry, there we go, that some folks have. Funny, I've got a design degree, well, graphic design, an AA from a junior college. I can't draw anything. If you in anatomy class, everything was bigger than what it should have been. That may tell you something. Good old art drawing class. I'm a terrible artist, but I could do kind of fun. I make nice logos and stuff. So, anyway, that's number 3. Number 4. Five. Hopefully this is not too boring for you, but some of you may want to enjoy some of these covers. I think they're really cool. In fact, you got to see the back of this one. Oh, hell yeah! So my Intellivision Mattel fans, look at the back of this one. Yahoo! Advanced Dungeons and Dragons video game. Mattel Electronics Intellivision. How cool is that? All in Atari Force. That's funny. So hopefully this is coming out. Okay. Number 6. So was that 5? So I may have started miscounting some of those. So yeah, so that was the first 5. I don't know how to count. Number 6. And this one's got Advanced Dungeons and Dragons on the back, too. I haven't paid attention to all these other ones. I have to look now. Masters of the Universe on the first ones. Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Number 7. And this one's got a different thing in the back. Sports Now. Intellivision was really popular for sports, for sure. Although this is not an Intellivision thing, but anyway. Number 8. This guy looks kind of funny. Kind of looks like me. After the holidays, I ate a little bit too much. Oh, the back of this one's got something cool, too. I'm going to have to look at and watch this video. Hopefully these are all kind of come in well enough. This one's got Burger Time. Sweet. Love Burger Time. All right. Number 9. See, I have to look so I can keep the numbers right here. I didn't look at those first 5, and I may have been off. I'll have to watch the video and see how far I was off. Number 10. Sweet 10. Oh, man, Intellivision really worked the back of this. What's on the back of this one? Intellivision. Atari and Intellivision. That's funny. Atari 4 should have had... Atari was probably being too damn cheap or something. And again, I don't know how closely Atari's name, around that time you had Atari the gaming, Atari the computer, with the Tramiels kind of moving over and buying off the Atari computer side and some of the other stuff going on the wayside, coin op, all that. So that was the back one. So that was the front of number 10. This is kind of a fun trip down memory lane. Number 11. And this one's got Superman on the back. Kenner! A lot of toy company stuff here. Is Kenner even still around? Man, that's some memories from when I was a kid. This is the number... Did I say what it was? This is 12. The back of this one, How to Write with a Candy Bar. And it's got Butterfinger and Baby Ruth. That's funny. I love this. This is awesome. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Atari Force number 13. Ooh, Friday the 13th. There's this one. This one's got back Revel, which is Revel, I remember right, is for models that you can put together and get the glue out and everything. Is that what it's called? Models? I bought a model, put glue. Yeah, I think that's called models. Cars and all that stuff. So this is number 14, if I'm right. This one's got an Activision on the back. Pitfall. I'm not going to show that, though. This video would then be even longer. Atari Force number 15. This one's got another Activision on the back. Looks like Intellivision's kind of left behind a little bit. This one's got Ghostbusters. Some of the movie stuff's been out, so this is 85 on that. Here's number 16. Hopefully I'm getting these in there. And number 17. Ooh, I like the cover on this one. Those little white creatures, those are scary. What the heck's on the back of this one? 12 ways to fight acne with one single drop. So, Zits are for kids, and you're a kid reading a comic book. Here's how to fix your Zits, kid. I love it, love it. Like the kid's gonna go, Mom, look! I want to get this on the back of my comic book so I don't have Zits. And we all have Zits, and I still get them every once in a while, even at my old age. This one's number 18. Nice. Back of this one's got some Huffy. That's bicycle stuff. Number 19. Superpowers. Superman. Kenner's on the back again on this one. And number 20. The final dun dun dun. Number 20 made it. And then it ended. well, other than the special issue. And what's on the back of this one? Acne cream! Buy it up, kids! You want to look pretty for your girls and you won't read comics anymore because you're going to be buying a sports car and going out on dates. Special Atari Force. So this came out in 86, number 1. So I don't know. I never found anything on the internet about a number 2 on this, unless they switched to a different medium and not comic book like this, but maybe a big book. I didn't really look at it too much. But here's the special. And now I get to look at my video before we come back and do a little reading and close-up of issue number 1. And fingers crossed that everything just came out. Woo, yeah, it came out pretty good. A few of them I was a little too high or a little too low, but I think overall it worked pretty well. And yeah. So let's, I've changed the camera. We're no longer looking up at Sinclair. But I do notice, yeah, I've got a really dusty room. Look at the dust rings around this when you hit it with light. Around my thermal tank. It's one of those open air cases. Dust buildup there, so I guess I got to take that case off and kind of pull that sucker out. Woo! So here's number 1. So each of my comic books did come, and I don't remember when I purchased these. It's been a while. I'm going to guess 10 years? I don't know. It's been a while. And glad I did buy them. So here again is the number 1. And this came out again in January 84, issue number 1. So they started fresh with a new year. 84, itchies. I'm always itchy. I'm kind of a finicky, itchy guy. 80 around the gaming bust, right? That around the 80 time, 83, 84. I think when the video game market in 85 really kind of crashed. So maybe that's why this magazine didn't go, or magazine, I should say comic book, made it past the 85 other than having that one special issue. So, yeah, the cover is really neat. How many pages total? Are these pages numbered or comics numbered? There's no page numbers on this. Oh, yeah, no, there is. It's up in the very corner of the last little page, if I'm getting it in there. So it does have page numbers. And so let's see, so that was 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, basically 27 pages, I guess, if you count the back, or 28 pages, something like that. So let's open up to the very first page so you can kind of get a visual. And hopefully I'm getting this in there well enough. Always a little bit of a practice in trying to get stuff showing well enough. But here is your welcome screen, per se, on there. And it started with a Masters of the Universe advertisement, some monogram. It looks like toys. And then the very first page, I'm going to go ahead and read it, and then I'll kind of show it. Kino's Yik Tak Parlor on Rock's World. And Rock spelled R-O-C''S. Crash, tingle, snore, thump, chink, snore. So let's throw that part. So there is a little dude up on the top. Looks like he's kind of sleeping. Something I don't do very well. I'm not a good sleeper. I'm one of those that runs off a very limited sleep time. Kind of strange. Surprised I'm as amped up as I am. So yeah, looks like a little spaceship kind of thing is landed, and this guy's kind of snoring, I guess. And then Baloom! And there's a big explosion. Schnuck! Spatak! Is this like Klingon? Na! Makota! Won! I sure hope I'm not swearing in some other language that makes sense. So there's that middle part. Here we're looking at the middle part. And then on the bottom, this whole page is just a bunch of gibberish. Wham, whack, kitak mak no, thum, ok bufa, muta chok, crump, ne muta dak mik, blackjack. I got the blackjack part. Kita wan fata, ki. This guy looks kind of like a monkey. So right now the comic book has lost me a little bit, but I'm kind of getting it. There's a lot of big words here, comic book whams and booms going on, and so yeah, let's go to the next page. Okay, so maybe that's just kind of like a little general introduction, because now we get to the gritty a little bit. Here's a 2-page spread, kind of maybe the real introduction, other than that first part showing some lazy guy and a monkey. Monkey type of person, creature, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, it starts off with the Big Atari Force Part 1, and it has the created by folks. And you should have paid our fee, General Key. Turning against us this way is going to cost you premium penalty. And it looks like he's doing a good chop to the guy's face. No, this is the lady doing that. So this is the lady creature right here kicking some butt. And I like karate and kung fu and martial arts, so I could totally get into that. Let's see. So not a lot of text in this one so far. A lot of big pictures. And then it's basically a whole big battle scene, it looks like. And some other guys are saying, your life! And giving a good kick to the guy's neck. Right here. And then that scene, quack. And then it goes in, and there's a little bit more text now. Be nice, Blackjack. All we want is the money we contracted for, plus a small interest charge for bad faith. Of course, if the general still wants to be difficult, we'll settle for his chunk of his hide. And then the very end of that page, what'll it be, Key? Cash or carcass? Now, can anybody in this group do this pose right here that the gal is doing? I used to be really flexible when I took martial arts. Now if I bend over and drop something, I have to decide whether I'm going to really pick it up or come back at a later time, or train a cat to pick it up. I don't know, but yeah, look at that. That's a pretty awkward position. So that's the main page. I'm not going to read a lot of the rest of this. I think you got the general gist. So most comic books are fights and, setting up the plot here. And it looks like, this looks very much like the Atari light gun, right? So for those Atari folks looking, doesn't that look like the Atari gun? Light gun? Big time. So the next page, and I'm not going to read any more. I think you've got kind of the gist of what the characters kind of look like from that one image. But let's do some fun advertisements. Bubble Yum! Haha, yeah, every kid loved Bubble Yum. Now, I prefer to chew my gum and then swallow it. That may be why I'm partially like the way I am now. Kind of like sunflower seeds. I don't like eating a seed and spitting out the hard part. I just eat the whole thing. My nose is itchy again. Return of the Jedi. Fun advertisement. Let's thumb through quick and see some other advertisements. TSR Hobbies. Oh, they're from England. So, that little advertisement there, that's all the way from England. And I'm guessing this was, kind of a US-based comic book. I could be wrong on that, but... And then we'll kind of look at the end picture here. Again, maybe not. I don't want to spoil it in case you're going to go out and buy it, right? Oh, yeah. A big middle spread advertisement. NBC Saturday morning. We got the jazz. So every one of us here that's in our 50s, probably even 40s, Saturday morning cartoons. Land of the Lost. Sleestacks. All that fun stuff. Valley of the Dinosaurs, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, all those things. So this looks like an awesome advertisement for Spider-Man and, is that Thundercats? That one looks like Thundercats. I forget. Is that Thundercat? I've got actually some Thundercat stickers I saved as a kid. Then some little Alvin and the Chipmunks, Mr. T, Smurfs. All a time machine back to the 80s. Sergeant Rock. Oh, this is a kind of a fun advertisement. The Lost World of the Warlord. Probe 2000. I don't even know what that is. See, this part might be a little boring to you, but I think seeing some of the ads may rekindle, if you're, again, my age bracket or in your 40s, you may be enjoying some of this. Atari Force. They have, and I'm not going to read, that's a lot of text. So finally, at the end, there is a whole bunch of information about Atari Force, DC Comics in New York. This is the mission to fulfill it. Atari selects. I think we have a bit of explaining to do. The book you hold in your hands is the first issue of the Atari Force. It features a really neat cast of characters in typically bizarre situations, as provided by creators Jerry Conway and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Jerry, you already know. Jose, you will definitely get to know his artwork. So it goes on to talk about, hey, what are you holding in your hands here? That's kind of cool. And here is an advertisement. So issue number 1, look what's there, Bump and Jump. So for my Intellivision Mattel electronics fans, now this was made for the Atari 2600 too. So it could be that for your Intellivision, in this home video game, Nice Guys finish. So if they finish at all your Intellivision and Atari 2600. I wonder if they made that game for the Atari 2600 too. I don't know. In this home video game, Nice Guys finish last. If they finish at all for your Intellivision and Atari 2600. So yes, it was. And then back is this Power Lords ad. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this little romp in... first time I picked up a comic in a very long time, and I haven't purchased a comic since I purchased these, and that's probably, like I said, 10 years ago. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that little romp in the old woods of comic books that I have. I think I will go ahead and pick it up tonight and read it while I'm in bed, chilling, and see if I actually enjoy the storyline. But I think you kind of got a gist of what the comic is all about from that very first page. And you'll see that it does have some little highlights of Atari stuff in there, like the light gun. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful week. See ya. Bye.